In this video, we will talk about how to find the area of a triangle using the determinant of a matrix. So let's say we're told that these three coordinate pairs represent the vertices of a triangle. Given just these coordinates, how could we calculate the area of a triangle? Well, one way to do so is using this formula right here. The area is equal to plus or minus 1/2 times the determinant of this 3 by 3 matrix, where the first column of values are all the x values, the second column of values are all the y values, and the third column is just all ones. So if we label these coordinates as x1, y1, and this one could be x2, y2, and this one can be x3, y3, let's work through this process of filling in these values and finding the area. So we can write plus or minus 1/2. Now to fill in this matrix, the first column is just the x values. So we'll say 2, 5, 5. The second column is the y values, so that would be 1, 1, 6, and the third column is just a column of ones. So the first step is we need to find the determinant of this 3 by 3 matrix. So there's a shortcut method that you can use, and I'll link to a video that I have on this method, but the idea is you rewrite the first two columns of the matrix on the outside of the matrix. So we'll write 2, 5, 5, and then 1, 1, 6. And what we do is we calculate the product of the values on the diagonals. So this diagonal, and this diagonal. And then we subtract the products from the cross diagonal. So this diagonal, and this diagonal. So let's go ahead and do that and see what we get. So 2 times 1 times 1, that's 2. So we'll write 2. And to that we add the next diagonal. So 1 times 5, that's 5. Plus 1 times 5 times 6, that's 30. And then from all of those values, we subtract the products from the cross diagonal. So 1 times 5 times 1, that's 5. And then we add 2 times 1 times 6 is 12. Plus 1 times 1 times 5 is 5. So let's see what we get. 2 plus 5 plus 30, that's 37. And then we subtract 5 plus 12 is 17, plus 5 is 22. So we get 37 minus 22, which is 15. And the last step is we just have to multiply it by 1/2. Now, if you ended up with a negative number right here, like if we had some negative values for the vertices, you would instead have to multiply it by negative 1/2. But since we have a positive number right here, we'll multiply by positive 1/2. So 15 times 1/2 is 7.5. So the area is 7.5, and we could say square units if we wanted to. So we'll just say units squared. So that is the area of this triangle that has the following three vertices. Now, just to confirm that this is correct, we can create a quick graph. Here, I'll make a little room right here. So we can actually use these coordinates to make a graph of this triangle. So the first coordinate is 2, 1, so that would be right here. The next coordinate is 5, 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. And the last coordinate is 5, 6. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here is our triangle. And a formula that you can use to calculate the area of a triangle is 1/2 times the base times the height. Now in this case, the base length, that would be the distance from here to here. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then the height of the triangle, we can calculate that. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the height is 5. So the area is 1/2 times the base, which is 3, times the height, which is 5. And we'll notice that we get 3 times 5 is 15, times 1/2 is also 7.5. So that confirms that we get the same answer as this other method that we used by calculating the determinant of this matrix and then multiplying by 1/2.